everybody, and welcome to this week's Ask Me Anything. I am Teresa Micheletti, the Marketing and Social Media Manager for the Cyrcle Phone. We are thrilled that you are here, whether you're joining us live or after the fact. We've got a pretty short and sweet one for you this week. It has been a week of smog here in the Pacific Northwest and so much of especially the West Coast, but more on that in a bit. Before I can really get us all going, I have to introduce the woman who leads us all, Christina Sear, our CEO. Welcome, Christina.
Hi, Teresa. Hey, everybody. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you attending every week. It's really been nice to have you here. And I have a new camera set up this week, so it's a little bit different. It's farther away from my computer, so I have to focus on that and then focus on the screen and then focus on that. And I was just noticing there's a red bar, and I'm like, I just replaced the batteries. So I don't know what's going on, but we'll figure it out. We have just a couple short things for you today. So, Teresa, do you have anything that you wanted to start off with?
Other than the phone continues to be glorious. Christina told me an exciting little update. So as those of you who've tuned in know, we have this glorious, beautiful rainbow flower background. She has twisted it just a little bit so that our the time at the top displays optimally in a section of black. So it's the little things, but these are the details that we look to get just right for everybody. So that's always fun to share. Even it's small, but these are things that matter to us as well. So.
Just those little adjustments make a big difference in being able to see, your timestamp really clearly, and being able to see the applications that are hosted above the wallpaper itself. So it's a glorious wallpaper. We're really grateful to Sharon Ottaway, who allowed us to use that as one of our wallpapers that we're featuring on the Cyrcle Phone. If you know any photographers that do delicious photography who would allow us to feature one of their images on the Cyrcle Phone, please let us know. We would love to have more options for the wallpaper installed. So I did a presentation on Monday at the North City Tech Group meetup, and that was really fun. And some of the things that I talked about Monday, I'd like to kind of cover here. So I thought that we had talked about this last week, but I guess not. One of the things that we are considering is the it's Google Mobile Suite. And so we're going back and forth on this because we have the option of just having F-Droid pre-installed. And what F-Droid is it's an app store, but it features only open source and only free applications in its store. And so we were really excited to install that a couple months back. And we've been playing with that ever since. And just even a few weeks ago, there was a particular application that featured you could watch your YouTube streams through that application. And so we've been playing with that a lot, really enjoying that part. The other process is to obtain a Google Mobile Suite certification. And that process takes many weeks to complete. And then you're allowed to have the Google Mobile Suite on your phone. So interestingly enough, while we've been considering this in the last couple of months, I've noticed that several of our competing phones, so for example, the Fairphone, which is out of the UK, it's a social enterprise based in the UK, and it's featured on its Android 9 phone, it featured the Google Mobile Suite, but for its Android 10 phone, it actually does not feature the Google Mobile Suite. And we noticed for the company Purism, who offers the Librem open source laptop, and then also the Librem open source mobile phone, we noticed that for its mobile phone, it's not offering the Google Mobile Suite as well. And that's for security issues. So the Google Mobile Suite also tracks a lot of your data. And so to avoid that, you can just not have it installed. So we're going back and forth on that. It's a kind of a permanent decision. We're kind of hitting the deadline for the build that we have for applying that for that certification. If we don't make it in time, of course that's one issue. But even if we make it and then later on decide not to feature it, that's an option as well. I would prefer to actually have the certification and then choose to use it or not use it later, depending on which country we are releasing the phone to. And I think that even if we do not use the certification this time around, it will definitely keep us informed for our third phone. So whether we want to go down that process or not. So those are the things that we're tackling this week, and it's been keeping us really busy. Speaking of which, keeping us really busy, and probably you as well if you're on the West Coast in the United States, we've been experiencing a lot of smog. So it's been so unhealthy that we have not been able to open our doors or our windows and have had to stay inside for over a week now, which is very unusual in the Seattle area. Fortunately, we're going back to normal in the next couple of days, so we're really looking forward to that. Never would I have thought that I'm actually dreaming and wishing for rain. I remember one year we actually did not see the sun for 200 days straight in Seattle because we just had overcast or rainy skies the entire time. So that was a year to be remembered, but definitely this is a year to not forget. And we've had a lot of things happen this year, especially with the smog situation just in the last week. So it's really been dampening everybody's spirits, and we're hoping that you're keeping safe and keeping sane out there this week. So I think those were the main things that we wanted to talk about this week. Those are the main things that we're tackling on the Cyrcle Phone project. And if you have any questions for us, please feel to reach out at any time. We're really looking forward to the launch and working hard every single day to make that happen. So whether it's, little tweaks to the UI or, the big effort of the Google Mobile Suite certification, those are all things that'll take a long time to pan out. And it's been a difficult year, but we're excited that the launch is still happening this year, and we're excited to have you there with us. So, Teresa, do you have anything more?
I think you summed it up. Not to keep it. I mean, it's a lovely short and sweet. I'll give a moment for those who are watching. If you have any questions, especially because we have ample time here with you, if you have any, go ahead, put them in. They are always welcome here live or otherwise. That kind of sums it up. I mean, this has been, like Christina said, I mean, we all know this is a heck of a year, a heck of a week. And I appreciate that, I have just received in many directions just goodwill despite all the craziness. And so I'm going to definitely pass that on, as always, pass that on to all of everybody. But
Definitely.
as far as that goes,
I did have 2 more mentions, I just remembered. So one thing was we were struggling with connectivity issues last week, and we've been ironing those out. We've been upgrading our systems on the back end. But the other thing that I remembered on Monday during my presentation, because it happened there as well, was turning off my OneDrive sync. So I've noticed that, especially for audio, when audio is cracking up in applications like Zoom and also StreamYard, that turning off the OneDrive the OneDrive sync really helps. So I recommend it if any of you are experiencing problems during your conferences on Zoom or other video conferencing softwares, that can really, really make a difference during your meeting. The second thing that I wanted to ask was, If you can, please add us please subscribe to our YouTube channel. So we're just about 10 subscribers away to renaming our channel so that it actually has branding on it. So our channel is no longer, www.youtube.com and then a string of numbers and letters, but that it can now be www.youtube.com/the Cyrcle Phone. So we would really appreciate it if you could help us out. You can even unsubscribe afterwards, but we're really trying to push this week. So if you could please subscribe in the next week and just kind of give us a thumbs up, we would really appreciate it. Thank you for your support.
And like they say, hit that bell, get the notifications, all of those things if you wish for, if you are so inclined in that direction as well.
That's right. We should probably come up with a subscribe screen on our phone. So this is my email that's showing up right here. So my email alerts. Anyways, yeah, maybe we can figure out like a special wallpaper just to say subscribe on the Cyrcle Phone for the next week. But thank you so much for your attention and thank you for joining us today.
Yes. And go Cyrcle Phone.
Go Cyrcle Phone.